All right. Welcome to That's a Word with Marcia and Gino. I'm Gino Morrow,
And I'm Marcia Williams Cromer.
and we begin each conversation with intention, one word at a time. Let's get into it. Marcia, my dearest beloved sister, speak your word.
Hey, Gino, how's it going?
Great. Great.
Good, good, good. So, my word is sanguine. I'll spell it Sanguine, and it is an adjective. And the word means optimistic, confident, or positive about a situation, even in difficult circumstances. Cheerfully hopeful or assured that things will turn out well. Historical usage, having a ruddy or blood colored complexion. Today, the word is most commonly used to describe a hopeful or optimistic outlook, particularly when others might feel uncertain or doubtful. So I'm definitely in a very sanguine time in life right now. I also wanted to just add some cultural and historical context.
Mm-hmm.
During the Middle Ages and Renaissance, personality was thought to be governed by the balance of the four humors. People labeled sanguine were described as enthusiastic, outgoing, energetic, confident, optimistic. Artists and writers often use the word to describe people of a bright disposition or hopeful spirit. And you know what?
What?
I just love that word for me.
Yeah.
I have, as they say, life ain't been no crystal stair,
Mm-hmm.
but I always seem to, I mean, first of all, to calm down, so you can think, and then to recognize this is a faith opportunity. When you're met with things that could be perceived as sad or negative, it
Mm-hmm.
truly is a faith opportunity, and it is an opportunity that presents itself that you can test your faith, possibly show your faith to other folks, so that those who are on the fence about their faith can look at you and say, I want some of whatever that is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Marcia, this is the second word that you've introduced since we've been working on the podcast that I never heard of before, which is absolutely like fascinating to me because at least I would have heard of it. I've never even heard the word before, and the
Yeah.
meaning of it, I felt that I'm like because I because of where we are in time and history and what's going on in politics and so on. A lot of my words have been veering toward the darker edge. Like my next word will be. Uh, I did balance it out though. For the next show, I decided I'm gonna balance that out. But your word balances it out for me, and I'm like, yeah, that positive energy, in spite of what's going on around us. And that's my spirit, and I know that's your spirit. So thank you for sharing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And a lot of times it is so easy to go down that rabbit hole when you hear those trigger words out there
Yeah.
that get under your skin and make you cringe. And to have to elevate or try to find a way to elevate from that,
Hmm.
there's always going to be that. So basically, we're looking at being a person who is able to, from a really a maturity standpoint, even manage their own emotions.
Yeah.
As I'll use as an example, as a manager, a god mom, someone in leadership, where there are times I get emotional about the work itself and the work being good.
Mhm.
And then I have to kind of pull myself back to remember everybody doesn't function at that same place. Doesn't mean that somehow they don't get to the end result.
Right.
It is just that how they view a problem is different than the way I view a problem.
Yeah, yeah. So I was thinking of another word, transmute or transmutate, like in or oftentimes I look at myself as a vessel for God, whom I'm able to take certain spirit or energy and transmute it into something that's constructive. So I think, well, like one of
Mm-hmm.
my gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and I, of course, this is why we connect, because a lot of our gifts are very similar and they overlap. I've watched you be able to facilitate a room full of people and keep the energy moving in a certain direction, like some of the holiday
Right.
parties you had at your house. Uh, and yeah, and so it's a gift in many ways, because there are a lot of people in leadership doesn't make them good leaders, and a lot of people rule by iron fist. So they just want to pound the demand into you and force you to comply. Whereas I think effective leaders are people who are able to take energy, whether it's negative or positive. And when you manage people, you know you're dealing with all kinds of personalities. You're dealing with people that come to work pissed off. You coming work people coming to work sick. You're dealing with people who come to work mad at some of their colleagues, and you have to find a way to take all of that energy and keep it moving in a singular direction toward a common goal. And it's so sanguine. When I think of that word, it reminds me of the ability to regulate, self-regulate, emotionally regulate,
Yep.
to be keep yourself
Absolutely.
consistent. And then, on another level, to be able to facilitate the various disparate energies of other people and move it into a more positive and constructive direction. And
Yeah.
so
And
I'm
I like the piece that you just talked about from a leadership standpoint. There was a time in our lives, and I'm going out on a limb to say I assume, as a young professional, you probably experienced this, where you use your leaders as a thermometer, right?
yeah,
Rather than a thermostat.
yeah,
So basically, if they were running hot that day, that's how you ran. If they were running cold that day, that's how you ran, rather than just finding a way to leave your thermostat on a number that you're comfortable with and
uh-huh,
leaving it there, and not adjusting so much, but maintaining a place where you can function at a high level. And a
uh-huh.
lot of times when we're able to just be moved emotionally, then we start to make poor choices. And honestly, the result is a lesser product, I'll say.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. I feel that. So what led you to this word? What was it? Was it an event, something that happened, or like what was your research process that led you to this word?
So that's a great question, because literally since we started this podcast, I pay attention to words differently,
Yeah.
right? I can hear a word on a commercial and I'm like, okay, I want to use that in a sentence. I can hear a word in a movie. And I believe this word I actually heard on like another podcast, somebody talking about something sanguine. And
Mhm.
I was like, I've heard that word. It actually resonated more for me with the color. And then as I went and the color sanguine, which is a reddish color,
Oh,
and then as I did the research and found out, wait a minute, I'm actually a sanguine kind of person, right? And I just loved it. And the rabbit hole grows deeper and deeper, and I just kept crawling down it.
so one of the words you used when you were given the definition, did you say ruddy?
Ruddy, like a ruddy color or reddish color.
Yeah, because in biblical times, oftentimes, like our ancestors, the ancient Hebrew Israelites, would be associated with ruddy. Like ruddy would be used to define our skin tone. So I was
Yes.
like, oh, I'm feeling it for another reason now.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's real. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that is my word for today, Gino. And any other comments on that?
Oh no, I love it. I'm gonna try and incorporate it into more of my daily vocabulary.
It's so funny. Today, I literally heard on a podcast the word um, hegemony.
uh,
I
uh,
was just like, hey, we just had that word on the podcast. So
fact. And
definitely new.
to that point, I've also been hearing that more consistently. It's probably because I'm listening for it now too. but I've
That's
heard
right.
it
That's
a
right.
couple times. Yeah.
That's right. And it's so funny you say that because sometimes we've gone over certain words and I'll hear them again. And I find myself actually having to go back and look at it again, just to remind myself of the real definition,
Uh-huh.
which tells me I have some more work to do to incorporate that so that it is just kind of a natural, easy way to pull it as part of my vocabulary.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Okay.
And that is me.
All right. Well, I will jump into mine. Bear with
Yes, speak your word, Gino. Speak your word.
because I was trying to pull together some research before we met today. I was like, and I got trapped up into this. We go down the wormhole, and then all of a sudden you're all over the place, and I was all over the place, and I'm still all over the place. But it was fun.
I
So,
know. You know what? And sometimes we just have to let it rip, however
yep,
it's supposed to turn out, right?
yep. So I'm gonna let it do what it do. I'm gonna let it do.
Okay.
All right. So to my word, we've all used it at some point or another. It's a very simple word, but I want to do something a little different with this word today. So it's a dark and heavy word, and the word is wicked, and it's an
Okay.
adjective. And so the definition, and I'm going to do a little bit of reading, so bear with me.
Hmm.
The prime, so we all know how wicked is spelled, wicked, and it primarily describes someone or something that is morally bad, evil, sinful, or cruel. It can be, or it can also mean mischievous, severely unpleasant, or in slang, exceptionally good or skillful,
Hmm.
which I think is very interesting, especially as it relates to us. So sanguine. So transforming a negative into a positive, like a word like wicked, which traditionally means evil, sinful. But when we use it in slang, we transmute that into something positive.
The same as the word bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, come on.
Uh-huh.
Don't play with us. Don't play with us.
Oh
We
my
know who
goodness.
we are. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So definitions of wicked. There are four distinct definitions to clarify, and I mentioned a few of them, but I'm going to just go just slightly deeper. Morally bad or evil, which is corrupt, sinful, or contrary to moral principles. Moral principles. Example given: a wicked act. Definition number two: mischievous, playful, naughty, or roguish, or charming, or charming way. Example given: wicked smile. Hmm. Definition number three: unpleasant, severe, highly offensive, harsh, or dangerous. Example given: wicked odor or a wicked storm. And then
Okay.
going back to the fourth definition, in slang, it actually means excellent, extremely skilled, good, or impressive. She plays a wicked guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So now the game that I wanted to play today a little bit is let's upgrade the word wicked. Sometimes you want to code switch and throw the demons off while trolling them. So I found three words that you
Okay.
can replace for wicked. And the first word is facinorous. Facinorous. And it's an adjective, and it's spelled Facinorous.
Okay.
All right.
Facinorous.
And it's a Latin word that's pronounced facinor in Latin, but it means to commit a crime. It
Mm.
means extremely wicked, atrociously bad, villainous, beyond measure. We're not talking about petty evil. This is wickedness so profound, so systematic, so deliberate that it reshapes the world.
Mm.
If
Mm.
facinorous is wickedness in action, then the next word is wickedness in structure, wickedness built into the system itself. And that
Okay.
word is iniquitous.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's also an adjective. And
Mm-hmm.
it's spelled Iniquitous. So we have iniquitous and facinorous.
Mm-hmm.
Iniquitous is from the Latin iniquus, or unequal, unjust. But it's deeper than just that. It means grossly unfair, morally
Mm-hmm.
wrong at the foundation, not just a bad law here or there, but an entire system designed to perpetuate injustice.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Oh,
yeah, that's crazy. I love that. Okay. All right. And
so
that one was Facinorous.
oh, that was iniquitous.
Iniquitous. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yes. So like
And
America,
that's like the saying den of from the saying den of iniquity, right?
uh-huh, yep.
Okay, got
Oh,
it. Got it.
yes, yes, yep. So America wasn't built with iniquity. America was built on iniquity. In other words,
Mm-hmm.
the foundation itself is iniquitous. The third word that you can use to replace the word wicked, it comes from the Faust legend, from a story about a man who sold his soul to the devil. The word is, let me see if I can get my lips around this word. The word is Mephistophelian.
Mephistophelian. Okay. Okay, you got to spell that one out.
All right. It's also an adjective and it's spelled Mephistophelian.
Okay.
Mephistophelian. So the definition has it that it's a German a demon in German folklore. The devil's representative who offers Faust everything he desires, knowledge, power, pleasure, in exchange for his eternal soul. And Mephistophelian means fiendish, diabolical, characteristic of the devil, cunning and wicked, offering gifts that are actually curses, making deals that destroy you and family. One of the words, let me see. Okay, let me see. So let me give 4 examples. These
Okay.
these are 4 examples that I dug up that I felt in current day time. They help us understand Mephistophelian, or did I pronounce that right? Let me see.
Yep. Miss
Mephistophelian
Mephistophelian.
and iniquitous and Facinorous. 4 things that happened recently that tie all of those things together. 1, the Supreme Court demolished the Voting Right Act of 1965.
I
The
can't even.
system is
I
corrupt.
just cannot even. No, it's ridiculous. So ridiculous.
From the highest law of the land,
And that is wicked.
wicked.
Yeah.
Number 2, Elon Musk appearing in federal court to protect AI systems that discriminate against Black people in hiring,
Yeah.
lending, and housing.
Come on. Come on.
Number 3, the UN General Assembly passed a landmark resolution declaring the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity, but 3 countries
Including ours.
voted against that.
Yeah.
3 countries, United States, Israel, and
Yeah.
Argentina. And
Yeah.
then last, the Epstein files.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. So these are like,
Now that one would lean for me more to iniquitous.
yeah,
That one is just there's foundationally I there's just nothing that I can say except evil. Just evil and evil that was built into the fabric of how our country is working, you
yeah,
know. And
yes,
it's like you just think at the from a level where this guy's just an abuser of young women, but he has reached to the heights of government from on every continent.
yeah,
So this is it's a whole different story behind that. That may be what finally tripped him up. And
mhm,
and because it was actually the carrot that he hung out there to get these guys who were wealthy
that's
and
right,
felt invincible, listening to him, interested in what he had to say. He showed up not broke, not poor. He's got his own plane, he's got his own island, all of this. Which one of them wouldn't want to be that? And then, cherry on the top, you have access to all of these women whenever you want them. That is evil, just evil
on a whole nother level. It's an evil that I don't even think like we comprehend, and I still don't think we comprehend it, because every now and then I do a heat check with the circles that I'm in conversation, right? And I'll throw out, what do you guys think about the Epstein file? Most people, we don't dig into that to find out the depth of it. We know what we've heard in the media, but like it's not a common thing for us to go, how dark is that? Because most of us don't want to be just engaged in that kind of darkness, period.
Exactly. But the reality of it is that is just the piece with the women is literally just a part of a whole system that was, developed to steal, to take advantage of people, to have people, leverage them, if you will, right?
Yeah.
But this was, I mean, I thought the dude with that had the, what was that, the Ponzi scam, Manafort or something, Manafort.
Oh, okay, that's somebody. I was thinking.
Yeah. It was the guy who basically, and I don't think that's even the right name, and maybe, but anyway, I'll check on that. But it was the guy who had that huge Ponzi scheme that ended up Madoff. Thank you. Manafort is part of another government entity, but Madoff. Thank you. But he was starting out as just like this little guy from Long Island or Queens or somewhere. His dad was not really successful. He saw that in himself. He wanted that for himself. And this guy literally had two offices running in the same building. One was for the schemes, and one was like the official office that they could bring people to. Wow. And as I watched the layers of deception that were allowed to go on for decades, I was just like, sound like a white man to me. There's absolutely, I mean, you just walk in a room and tell somebody, oh, I don't even deal with it if it's anything under 10 million, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How many folks could go to the table and put that kind of money down and say, okay, take it and do what you will with it? And on paper, for all those years, it looked like they were winning, and they never question him. I'm telling you, they would have been at every stock owner meeting if it had been a brother, a sister, brown person running that. Okay, that would have never been able to get to that point, because of an implicit trust that comes with a white man showing up looking like he's doing okay. All right, looking like he's wealthy. Yeah. There's an expectation that that's the way the world is, and they see that and they want to be like that. This guy, the evil and corruptness, it impacted people from all different countries as well, like Epstein. But the other piece is the damage that it did to his own family. It absolutely destroyed his own family, and they didn't realize that they were, let me say, they said they didn't realize that they were basically living on quicksand. And I know that there were probably times when people get, intoxicated by the power that comes with being that wealthy. And they'll turn their head, they'll turn, a blind eye to what their gut is telling them is foul. I know his wife did. Okay. And but to keep the lifestyle that they have going, they will sell their souls to the devil, man.
Absolutely. I was listening to a content creator. I don't remember which content creator it was, because I'd love to give him the credit, but it's interesting to hear, like, when you when you listen to people talk about like what options wealthy people have and how bored they get with the options that they have because they have access to almost everything, but then they get bored with everything. Like, what where do you go to, and like what dark places does that take you to when you have money to buy anything or go anywhere and it still doesn't fulfill you spiritually? Like,
Mm,
and then how people start leaning into power and control over others, because that's where that kind of wealth leads
yeah.
dark minds that are not rooted in like a faith system that puts humanity first.
We've talked about it before. The greatest thing you can ever hope to be is a servant. And I don't care if you got trillions of dollars. If in your mind you don't need to be a part of that role, that everything is just coming to you because you can afford it and you really don't have to, build character, build the type of relationship in your belief system,
Yeah.
then you're floundering from day one.
Yeah.
Again, quicksand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I lost track of time, and I'm not sure where we are on time with my word. Because
Yeah, you're good. You're good, and we can wrap this one up as well.
okay, all right, beautiful. All right. So that's my word. It's actually one word. The word is wicked, but in the midst of wickedness, as I said earlier, you kind of want to upgrade the language, and that's what I love about language. You can upgrade it. You can say wicked without saying wicked, and oftentimes it'll make other people think, just like hegemony or hegemony. And in
Mhm,
the same
mhm,
way, and now I'm thinking about those words more as I live. Well, our words or my words for wicked were Mephistophelian,
mhm.
iniquitous, and Facinorous.
Right, right, right. Okay, so let me just kind of add this to what you were saying about, you know, you could say wicked, and that would suffice for people understanding what you want to communicate. But what you've discovered is that there are words that take the concept of wickedness and really kind of peel back the layers on that because they are levels of wickedness. I love, love, love that, Gino.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Great one.
Yeah. And plus, we're creators. We want to build our vocabulary so that, our understanding of the world at large grows as well, right?
Yes. And that sounds like a conclusion. Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you, Gino. And I just want to remind everybody we love, love, love doing That's a Word. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and give us some feedback. We'd like to hear from you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, and peace.
Peace.